Hey up, Callum from Callum's Corner here, giving you a little video blog, a vlog as they are called. I'm in a good mood tonight, loads of news to tell you, most exciting my life has been for a while. Revelation number 1, I am on the Isle of Wight. I'm on my holidays. I've got a good friend here who I went to school with. I'm going to meet up with him while I'm down here and go out on a raz and maybe do some little vlog while I'm out. See my dancing and all that, my chat up lines. So that's revelation number 1. Number 2. Now, some of my fans have been getting in contact with me off of Facebook. I've been quite vocal in the anti-vegan movement. Now, I've come to the Isle of Wight and one of my fans has invited me to stay for a couple of days. Nice bloke. I'm veggie. And I'm staying here. And I thought, this is an opportunity for 1, personal growth, and number 2, complete and utter unarguable proof that I've tried it from both sides. So, starting today, I'm doing a 2-week vegan trial. I'll only be on the Isle of Wight for a few days, but I thought it makes sense to start it now because I'm staying with a veggie who's got in touch and has been talking to me about, what they believe and stuff, and, lovely guy, as I say. So I thought it's respectful to be veggie while I'm staying there. And, I can now, I'll be able to, once I've done it, argue, from both points of view. And I think it's a measure of a man, a measure of me, that I'm willing to do that, that I'm that kind of open-minded, that I will immerse myself in a way of life, almost a religion, some would say. And, I'll be able to debunk it factually, and I'll be able to say to the vegans, I've tried it, it made subtle difference. They all say about the health benefits, sleeping less and feeling better. I mean, where am I with it? I'm on day 1, and what do I feel about it? Well, it's not been as hard as I thought it would be. I've not really had any cups of tea or coffee today. Just skip that out because I thought it's a bit too much to deal with on your first day, trying all that nut juices and stuff. I have muesli for breakfast with just some coconut juice or milk, as they call it, and that was fine. It was quite exotic kind of muesli, so that was all right. And I had what they call panini for lunch with no kind of normal cheese or anything in it, but the pesto was nice in it, and the tomato, it kind of overpowered anything else. And it still had a good texture, kind of stringy, as you'd want it to be. Maybe I could have, I can't say I missed a chicken in it massively. But I don't know what it'll be like later, whether I'll have no energy because I've not had any meat. What kind of did I notice? Kind of factual things. Well, without my coffee and my bacon sarnie for my kind of second breakfast, it would have been bacon day today. Like my mugs of coffee with my cream in. I found I didn't, about that time of day, after I've had all that, I get this real lovely beating of my heart going on for a couple of hours afterwards. Bum, ba da bum, ba da bum, ba da bum. Can really feel it beating away in my chest, I didn't have that today, and that worried me a little bit, is my heart all right in there, what's going on? But I guess your heart's all right if you can't feel it beating, innit? It must be, I'm here, nothing's happened to me. So I kind of did miss that beat thing that goes on, and the kind of thudding, but, I'll move on from that. So the Isle of Wight is an interesting place. I love getting a boat over. I love going on. It feels like a proper voyage when you get on a boat, doesn't it? Proper holiday. Looking forward to catching up with my mate here. And yeah, the Isle of Wight is an interesting place in of itself, actually. It's a bit of a hotbed for vegetarians and veganism, which is surprising because you think of the Isle of Wight as just a, little old school place, but I think what must have happened is the hippies, after the Isle of Wight festivals in the 70s, they were so stoned at those things that they just probably didn't bother going back home again, so they all just stayed. So they've kind of been thriving here. So I'll try and get some interviews with a lot of the people in the Isle of Wight. You know, people will be willing to talk about it and their beliefs and stuff. And, you know, the Isle of Wight has got an MP called Andrew Turner, who's in the papers a bit. Funny man. And I think I'm going to go to one of the, he does these like kind of open surgeries at the pubs. I'm going to pop along to one of them and try and have a chat with him and see if he'll do a quick interview with me on the camera. I'll just take the interview, whether he says yes or no, you know, I'll just go for it. He's a politician, isn't he? He's a Tory, you know, one of David Cameron's boys, Dave. I love Dave. He lets us call him Dave, and he makes it all so simple what to believe in, isn't it? Just let him get on with it. Don't keep protesting, you know. Get on with your job and do what he says. You know, money's got to be cut. Get it off them. You know, just do what he says. He's a good man, Dave. Yeah, so I'll be doing that out on the island, which is kind of a real melting pot with those different cultures going on, but not that much of a melting pot, because there's no, well, not no, but there's very kind of little colour amongst the people. Quite a small breeding pot, I guess. Which is disappointing, because I do like all of that, you know. I think a woman who is of two races, you know, mixed together, it's so exotic, isn't it? That would be my ideal to me, that would. I'd love a kind of 25-year-old mixed race girl, you know, half black, half white. Ideally, I'd like it, if I'm honest, to be a white man and a black woman who had made the child. You know, there's no prejudice, but just because when it's the other way around, when you're thinking it's a black guy with a white woman, you're wondering, is she a size queen? And you're looking at her and knowing what she's thinking about, you know, and we want that passed down to her daughter, if I'm honest. So, but the other way, ideally. Excuse me for a minute. Just water in my cup tonight, but that's alright. That's alright. You know, put myself through things for my art and for my beliefs. A few of you have been asking, one lady in particular, Serafina, which is a funny name. She was asking, is my mum, where is she with me? No, she's not with me. I'm not taking her on holiday. Part of it is for me to have a break from caregiving. She's at home, and what I did, I went out the back door and I double locked the door with the, I've got the deadlock keys to it, only me, you see. I double locked the back door, went over the garden fence into the alleyway, back round the front, same thing round the front. My sister's away in Ibiza for a week, so she can't interfere. So I've just double locked her in there. She'll be okay for a few days. I've just got half a loaf of bread left and some cornflakes and stuff. I couldn't, because of the, you know, the fares down and stuff, and I want to have a good time and have a few beers out with my mate. Then I couldn't really leave her much. But what I've done, from when she used to have a cat, we had this cat feeder. Do you know them? They if you've never heard of them, what they do, they dispense food. You can set it for the morning and the evening, and at those times, a kind of bowl full of kibble just pours out into a little bowl there. So I've done all of that, not with kibble from my mum. I'm not mental. I've done trail mix, nuts and raisins, so she's hitting both groups there. You know, she's done, you know, all hippie-like recently with my sister in her ear, so there you go. Live simply. Nuts and raisins, trail mix. And if it's good enough for hikers, hiking trails, it'll keep her going for a few days. So that's it, you know, pretty shocking revelations really, but that's me. You know, I'm nothing if not malleable, and I'll be giving you another video very soon.